Hello everyone and welcome to Among the Elite. This week we're taking a look at what's happened in our FIFA Elite competition as well as have some very special guests on the show. But before we dive in, let's take a look at what happened in the FIFA Elite competition group stage.
Virtual football and a charity event for a good cause? Could this combination get any better? We think not. That's why it's time to check out what happened in the first 2 days at this year's Gamers Without Borders FIFA21 Elite Tournament, where 32 top players from around the world fought for $1 million in donations of their choice. When it comes to Group A, all eyes were focused on none other than Moaba. However, when the first leg of the games was over, the 2019 world champion surprisingly couldn't land himself in between the upper bracket round of A, as he lost his first game 4-2 in the best-of-2 format.
Take time out of this game, just keep possession, and Mbappe, oh, he bashed it in, that's a massive goal!
What's even worse for Moaba was the fact that he couldn't handle T-Mox's skills in the lower bracket. I mean, look at that style.
Want to score a special goal? None of this straightforward rubbish. The looping header! Are you kidding me?
It looked more like a game of hopscotch. The result? Moaba was out of the tournament. One person who definitely had a smile on his face, though, was 17-year-old Levi. The Dutchman had destroyed his first opponent 8-1 and managed to surpass Dennis later on by only a single goal. But this volley says it all.
There will be a chance for him very soon once again, sending it over across, and that's the first goal of the match.
One last close game to remember was a clash between Maestro and Mojabri, where the crucial counterattacks at the end helped Levante's representative join the superb group of players in the playoffs. Group B was loaded with stars, which we already knew from last year. But let's not forget the newcomers who were here to grab their piece of the pie. Despite losing his second game, the Swedish wonderkid Olelito, who represents Ninjas in Pajamas, still managed to squeeze through in first place with an 8-6 result, followed by an amazing run from Forsberg, who helped him earn the spot in the playoffs.
Forsberg, there's space. The Swede drives, slide challenge, invade ball roll. Olelito!
On the other hand, it seems the former world champions might actually have something in common. MS Dosseri, who's still considered the GOAT of the current FIFA era, followed in the footsteps of his German colleague as he first lost 4-2 against Turkish player Mert, and then suffered a bizarre loss to HSV Daniel, who dropped him out of the tournament.
Literally, we had a whole 90
Where's
minutes.
the goalie?
All he has to do is shoot! But he doesn't, he travels with the ball so far and somehow still in possession on Kinzombie. Shoot now! And he does score, Daniel!
A lot of players and influencers claim that Anas Verga might actually become the next big thing. Why? Maybe it's because of the fact that he's just 15 years old and he can't compete in EA official tournaments. For us here at Gamers Without Borders, it doesn't matter. We can spot a true talent. A talent who was able to humiliate Mert on his way to the playoffs. Oh, and it seems Gravesen's plan to hit the top 8 is going pretty well. In his last game of the day, he didn't leave a dry thread on his opponent and battered him 9-2. This also earned him a spot amongst the prominent players who will still have a chance to fight on Monday. And that's why you have to keep in mind that no matter where you're from, be sure to check back for some more FIFA action here at Gamers Without Borders, both on YouTube and on Twitch. See you soon.
We've got plenty more goals to come throughout the rest of the show. But for now, let me introduce to you one of Spain's top FIFA players. We had a chance to sit down and talk with Jaime Gravesen Alvarez.
Yes, last year I finished up in the 4th place, losing against Umut, Red Bull Leipzig Umut in the semifinals. And yeah, it was a really fun experience. We got to compete against the best players, not only in Europe, but in the whole world. I got to play against MS Dosseri, who I didn't play before, and in my opinion, he's the best player in the world. So it was a fun experience. Yeah, I think the idea is amazing. I remember thinking about it last year, just getting the chance to play some FIFA at my home, getting some money for a good cause. And then, I don't know, I remember talking with NRC Norway, the charity who I chose, getting to talk to them about doing something in the future maybe traveling to Norway or to help the cause. It was really amazing, and I think, yeah, I support this kind of tournaments because I think they're lit. So I'm looking forward to the one this year. I fear the most MS Dosari, same as last year, because he just qualified for the World Cup for the 3rd time in a row, and in my opinion, he's the GOAT of our generation. So I don't want to play against him. I would like to play against JRA. He's a Spanish player. I think we have kind of a rivalry between us to cement our legacy as the best Spanish player in the history. So any chance I can play against him, I want to play against him. I don't care if it's a charity event, a Food Champions Cup event, or whatever. So I'm looking forward to meeting him again. Okay, if I have to name my top 5 favorite players on the football field, I have to start with Thibaut Courtois as the goalkeeper. He's also a shareholder at my club at Team Lux Gaming, and in my opinion, he's the best goalkeeper out there, so I gotta go with him. As a defender, I think I will go with Rafael Varane. I really like him. I used to be a Real Madrid supporter back in the days, and when he won all those Champions League titles, he was one of the best defenders in the world, so I really like him. As a midfielder right now, Bruno Fernandes, I think he's the best midfielder out there. He has it all, like he has this charisma, this Portuguese charisma, he has the vision, he has the shooting, the passes, the skill. I think he's right now, I'm sure he's at his peak, and I'm sure he's the best midfielder out there right now. As a winger, I really like Di Maria. Back in the days, 2011, something like that, in the Copa del Rey final against Barcelona, he completely destroyed them. And in 2014, the Champions League finals, he also got to destroy Atletico de Madrid. So he's the perfect winger, in my opinion. And as a striker, Karim Benzema. He's just a man, the magician. I don't know, what else can I say about Benzema? If you like, this is a quote he said himself, if you like football, you like Karim Benzema. And I just support that quote. I used to play football back in the days. I was a goalkeeper, but you can see me sometimes play football in stream, in charity matches here in Spain. But I'm pretty bad at it, so you might not want to see me on the pitch that much.
Now it's time to meet our second guest here today in our show. Now, there's nothing this guy doesn't know in the world of FIFA, and some of you watching may even recognize him from his highly successful YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Zvibak.
In terms of who I think will actually win, Anders Vergang is just such a ridiculous talent. I think he's the youngest competitor. He might be the youngest competitor among the group. Dosari is always dangerous, so if there's two guys that I think will get to the final, it may be between Dosari and Anders. Gamers Without Borders, I mean, it is something that I think speaks to the world right now. We need events like this in order to help, especially, I believe the cause changes from event to event. And with this year being COVID-19 relief, I couldn't think of a better way to use gaming and sport to come together and raise money for a really great cause. Okay, this is, I love this question. I want to say Germany, because I spent the first 7 years of my life there. My father's German, and I've been supporting them since I'm a kid. So I want to say Germany, and while I'm confident that we can still get out of the group, my favorites were France. But the way Italy have been playing has been really, I shouldn't say surprising, because they won, I think, 10 undefeated international matches in a row. So I still think France are probably the favorites. I like Italy because they're young, they're energetic. I love the way that they're playing footy right now. And I think Portugal are right there in the mix as well. So all the teams that are favorites are in that France, Germany, Portugal mix. But Italy are the dark horse guys that I think have a shot to do it. Goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer, in my opinion. I used to think Oliver Kahn was the best goalkeeper of all time. Then the 2002 World Cup final happened, and that kind of freaked me out. I still love Oliver Kahn, but Manuel Neuer, just the way that he plays, he's like a creative keeper. His distribution is weird and funky. He's at midfield more often than he is in his own net, so he's always fun to watch. Sergio Ramos, say what you want about him. Super physical dude, can get a little bit nasty, but I don't think there's a defender. He's the guy that you want next to you. Midfielder Joshua Kimmich, in my opinion, is one of the best midfielders. I think KDB probably is the best, maybe Bruno Fernandes, but Kimmich, for me, is just absolutely incredible. No surprise here, Robert Lewandowski, robbed of the Ballon d'Or, probably deserved it. So in terms of attacker, I just absolutely love Robert Lewandowski. I love Chucky Lozano for Napoli. He's a guy that plays really well in FIFA, and he's just a really fun guy to watch at the international stage. So I would probably go with those five for now. Interesting way this question was phrased, because some people will just ask straight up, who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? And then you're just going to get in a whole bunch of trouble answering one way or the other. You say Messi, the entire Ronaldo fan base comes against you. You say Ronaldo, the entire Messi fan base comes against you. So I'm not going to pick someone that's not the two of them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say the best footballer in the world at the moment, I would say, is Messi. I think it's probably between two guys for me. Anders, I'm not sure how to say the last name. We all call him Anders Vergang. I believe he's Austrian. He is a pro player for, I think, Red Bull, and he's incredible. He went on this ridiculous run where he won like 300 games of foot champs in a row, which I don't think had been done up until that point. And he's like 15. So, I mean, I think he's only going to get better. And then Tex is just the guy that's been around the scene for the longest. Remember, it was 16 years old. He swept a bunch of tournaments that one year. And for me, Tex is still that guy that plays incredible. And Dosari is obviously a guy that needs to be in the conversation as well. So for me, it's between the three of those. I'm going to give the slight nod to Anders, just because he's so young and he just has this cool vibe about him. And the guy doesn't lose. And I suppose that's what you would want in a player that you would deem the best in the world. So I'd go with Anders. Possibly something like Get Out or like Get It Out in terms of defending and the ball being on your side and your opponent trying to score. And sometimes just maybe the game won't go the way that you want, or this guy's like really like super crazy. You're just screaming at your defenders and your keeper to get it out. So I would probably say the phrase "get it out" might be the most popular phrase / word that FIFA players use when playing the game.
So let's get it out. Sorry, I had to do my own take of it right there. But coming up next, we have asked some tricky football questions to Zvibak and Gravesen. Let's see whose knowledge came out on top.
I've been to Mexico City, and I am going to say, you always hear about Estadio Azteca is, I believe, what it's called. It has a capacity of 100,000, and they play NFL games there. Obviously, I believe Tigres play there as well. But I'm always hearing about how crazy of a capacity that the stadium in Mexico City, believe it's called Estadio Azteca. So that's going to be my answer. I may be wrong.
Mexico.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Really? That's wow. I'm gonna check it afterwards for sure. That's mind blowing.
8 feet tall by 17 feet wide.
2.5 meters height and length. Maybe 3.5 meters.
That makes sense. I undersold it. Yeah, I was too involved in thinking the height of it, and then I just that makes sense. It should the length should be a lot longer than the height. Okay.
7.33. Man, I missed that by a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's one of two. At the end, the fans win, or at the end, whoever scores the most goals. Germany always wins.
Oh, damn! I love the quote. I should have known that. I love that, and it is true. But
right? That's a good quote.
Madrid for Madrid in Spain, Sporting in Portugal, Chelsea in England, and Inter in Italy. Respect, man. Respect.
He won the domestic league in Italy with Inter Milan. He won it as well in England with Chelsea. In Portugal with Porto. And I don't know if he actually... And I'm going to go in Spain with Real Madrid, but I'm not pretty sure about that one.
Yes, finally. Let's go.
Okay. I wasn't actually that sure that he won the La Liga with Madrid, but I just reminded me that he won the league, I think, with 107 points or something like that. Like he has actually the record most points.
I mean, the obvious answer would be Sir Alex, because he just absolutely destroyed the 90s and I think even maybe early 2000s. But then there's probably, I'm gonna say Sir Alex Ferguson. There are, Wenger. I know Wenger doesn't have this many. He has the Invincible season, but I'm gonna say Sir Alex.
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about or either Guardiola or Ferguson, but I'm gonna go with Ferguson, but I'm not sure.
Jeez, this guy was serious. This guy was real serious.
Yes.
Again, one of these, is it the contract? Is it the brand deals? I would imagine, because the question is who's the highest in total. I want to say it's Ronaldo, because Messi, I don't think Messi does as many. I've seen a couple adverts, chips and stuff like that Messi does, but Ronaldo is everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, I know Neymar had the crazy transfer fee. I'm going to say Ronaldo.
The highest football player, paid football player in the world. Paid football player in the world is Cristiano Ronaldo, I suppose.
Oh, that's crazy. That's a surprise.
Messi. Man, I thought Cristiano Ronaldo won more money from marketing and stuff,
I know this one. I think I know it. I believe it's Brazil, and then I think Germany and Italy are tied. Or Germany might actually have, it's 4 or 5, but I think Brazil have 6. Brazil have either 5 or 6. The 2002 one was either the 5th or 6. So I'll say Brazil.
The country that won the most World Cup titles is Brazil. Okay, I pictured the stars over the top of the patch in my head.
Okay, so Yellow Submarine makes me think that it's maybe a Premier League team. Yellow Submarine, and I would imagine maybe their colors are yellow. Leeds United.
Villarreal from Spain.
Villarreal. That is true. That's right. I should know that. They just won the Europa League. I saw that somewhere.
That's a hard one. That's an easy one for me, but for other players, that's not an easy one.
So this challenge goes to Gravesen, but who won the Gamers Without Borders FIFA in 2021? Let's check it out.
16 players remained on the field, which meant that after 2 extremely intense days of elite FIFA 21 gaming, it was now time to see who would become the Gamers Without Borders champion. And what a spectacle it was. We kick things off with the duel between Adraman and Saudi Arabia's very own Y2 Hardy. At first, both sides played the waiting game, ending the first match with just a 1-1 score.
Last chance, Saluna. Added time of a minute. Kingsley Coman's away. It's going to be a 1-1 ball roll. There's your goal. And we're all square.
Game 2 might have looked the same, but in the end, Y2 Hardy was able to pull away and ended up with a 5-3 win. But that was just an appetizer, as soon after that we could witness none other than Bergan. Despite being only 15 years old, this Danish prodigy has already engraved his name in the FIFA annals, and his match against A-Juve9 just made him even scarier.
The finish past the keeper, that is the young lad personified. It is 1-0 on 31 minutes.
He gave his opponent no quarter, and in the end, obliterated A-Juve9 10-2. A pill almost as hard to swallow as the one given to T-Mox by H. Hezers, in the form of a 12-2 beating. And Gravesen dropped out, which meant more space for the young guns to shine. With the other round of 16 matches done and dusted, it was now time for the quarterfinals. And honestly, they were just as you might have expected. Eldas eliminated Mo Jabri, Dennis took care of Mert, Leify de Weert won over H. Hezers, and unsurprisingly, the Danish wonderkid didn't give Y2 Hardy any room to breathe, easily securing his semi-final spot.
Now a big option out on the wing there, maybe go for the cross, we'll just go for the shot in the end. And when you see it done so simple like that, Anders.
This gave us two serious semi-finals to look forward to, and boy did they deliver. Battle of the youngsters and battle of the Bundesliga. Eldas and Vergang began the show with style, with the latter putting the ball in the net around the 23rd minute.
His defense isn't necessarily as good as Levy's in my opinion, but you can see from his attack, he just does everything perfect.
But if you thought that Eldas would just sit back and watch, you should think again.
To Fulton Hazard, the Belgian forward. Into Ansgar Knaf.
But just before halftime, the Dane once again pulled ahead, and despite Eldas' best efforts, Game 1 was just out of his reach. The game of chess continued during the second leg, with both players looking for opportunities, until finally Vergang scored.
And ball into Ibrahimi. And he's just about onside. And he's able to finesse the one to the back of the net, a 2-goal cushion.
And then scored once more. In the end, coming into the second half with a 3-goal cushion. And surprise, surprise, he just kept on scoring.
Ibrahimi, 49th minute into Clive. This man is looking for blood. And he will not stop scoring goals now. He wants another one. Clive's through. It's a late tackle, it doesn't matter. Even when he's getting fouled from behind, he can still find the back of the net.
In the end, advancing to the grand final with a significant 8-2 win. In the second semi-final of the day, Dennis clashed with yet another wonderkid, Leify de Weert, coming straight from the Netherlands, and putting the ball straight into the opponent's net around the 13th minute.
7-5 over Mert. Oh my goodness, player almost going down. By the way, ball roll, 1 pass, 2 pass. And just like that, Dennis will find himself behind.
In the second half, Dennis finally found some contact.
Levy not biting in that instance, but the through ball is on. Demarai Gray has a hit, finds the bottom right-hand corner.
But in the end, it was all about Leify, who closed out the Game 1 with a 4-2 lead. Game 2 was much more of a mind game between the two players, with only Dennis scoring at first.
Again, maybe a harsher ref has a look at that one. Not to be Bellarabi! The all-important first goal has been scored. It's been scored by Leverkusen. It's been scored by Dennis.
However, towards the end, Leify broke the deadlock and won the match with a 6-3 score. This meant that there was a huge grand final coming our way, with two prodigies fighting against each other, and to donate as much as $450,000 towards charity. Almost immediately, Leify went in for the goal, only to be quickly silenced by Vergang.
Charles, there's your first goal. For Anders Vergang, expect end-to-end FIFA in this one.
Something which continued in the second half with both sides not willing to give in, ending Game 1 with a 3-3 score. And guess what? You score, I score also continued in the second leg, until eventually Leify managed to gain the lead. Not for long though, as a result giving us the second golden goal of the tournament. 1 goal to rule them all, and in the end, it came from the Danish prodigy himself.
Counter-attack here from Anders, in on goal here.
This could be the one. Ibrahimi, cut back, Sabitzer, hill to hill!
To win $300,000 to donate to a charity of his choosing. What an achievement.
So ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner of the FIFA Elite competition. We got Anders here right now joining me in the studio. And I have to ask you off the bat, Anders, how does it feel, man, to take home the title, to once again win another trophy for yourself?
It feels really good. It was a really close final, so I'm really happy with my goal in the golden goal.
I mean, it seems like you're not new to winning. I see a lot of trophies behind you. Do you know how many trophies or how many titles you've won now?
I really don't know. I won a lot, but hopefully this is not the last.
Yeah, I mean, you're 15 years old. You've been able to put up so many victories in the past. I mean, this is becoming just another day at the job for you, right? Like, what's your plans for the future?
The plan is I still will be good when I will be 16, so I can play the big EA tournaments and hopefully win them.
I have to tell you from experience, I mean, I'm 33 years old. I get really frustrated when people younger than me can kick my butt when it comes to any video game, but it has to feel good for you. I have to wonder, what age did you start out playing FIFA, and, where do you think the end is? Do you think there's anyone in the world you can't beat?
I think I started to play when I was like 7 years old in FIFA 13.
Wow. Okay. I mean, honestly, that's super impressive, and I'm curious. I want to give you the title of a prodigy here when it comes to FIFA. But I'm curious about one thing in particular. Your family, your parents, are they very supportive of you when it comes to this? Do they know you won the tournament?
Yes, they know. They really support me, and I'm really happy for it.
That's honestly great to see. It's sometimes parents don't really understand, or family members don't understand when it comes to esports and how big of a thing it actually is. But I got to ask you, overall, how has your experience been competing in Gamers Without Borders 2021? And would you come back for come back next time?
I'm really happy for the invite to the tournament, and if there will come another, I will play if I get an invite. And it has been 3 really nice days and really good matches against good opponents. Yeah. So it has been 3 really good days.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're definitely going to be invited back next time when there is a next time, because you know what? You're the reigning champion. Congratulations once again on your victory, and that means you get to donate your prize to the charity of your choice. Which charity did you choose?
I chose UNICEF to donate my $300 US to UNICEF.
I'm going to jump in. You guys at home are watching, like, did he say $300? No, $300,000 you won for charity. That is insane. And you know what? Maybe one day you'll be taking home titles like that and amounts of sums of that kind of money in your bank account. But Anders, I want to give you a quick chance here to give a shout out to your family, to friends, anyone out watching you play and participate in tournaments like this.
I think I will give a shout out to my family. I don't know who else I should give a shout out to.
Your fans, man. Your fans. You got to give them out.
My fans.
You know you're going to have a ton of them. Your career is just starting, man, and I'm so excited to see where you go from here. But thanks again for joining us, and congratulations once again on winning the FIFA Elite competition.
Thank you.
Gamers Without Borders is not only about competition. It's also about charity and good causes. With the biggest football stars invited like Ronaldinho and Sergio Ramos, we're going to take a look at actually some of the highlights from the show matches played by these very stars.
You see Cruyff going through there, little chip across goal, and we see the scorpion kick from Ronaldo. Oh my goodness.
Comes in between the sticks. That's an awful mistake from Zwe. Caught sleeping. And it's the easiest finish, so that man's going to score all day long.
You've never been to
difficult challenge. Werner looks for a second, he'll get another one. Mason says it's over. Zwe says it isn't. I mean, if this goes in, it is certainly over. Cheeky chip. Yep, it's over.
I'm sorry. It's like I can't. Even the manager's celebrating. Look at the grey-haired guy.
Oh, lovely weighted ball. They might be in.
No!
Intelligent threaded pass here. Griezmann's in behind. Will he? And a goal! Now they've broken through. De Jong. How can they create something? Takes the shot. And this time it's in. Fabulous goal. And just look at the celebrations. Have they given him too much space?
There it is.
There it is. And now can he keep calm? In it goes!
No! Oh my God!
Well, it petered out.
How's the ref not called that?
Mane.
Why not? No first time.
Excellent vision. Oh. And it's a double for him in this game.
It's over.
No way for the...
It's over. No! Don't do it!
I'm doing it. I can't play.
You're better than
I can't play, bro.
You're better than that. You're better than that. You're better than that.
Here's Firmino. And return to Mane. Oh, a finish of real class. No wonder he celebrates.
That's it for today, but stay tuned because next week we're all going to Rush B as we focus on Counter-Strike. My name is Jason Kaplan, and you've been watching Among the Elite.